Yet, friends, it's the question of the ages. Why do fools fall in love? Well, I know why. First of all, they're not really fools. They're a little bit impatient, looking for something that was taken away from them many years ago, when the archons, the rulers, the Elohim, came down and recreated man into our image. Many years ago, in 1967, when I started studying the arcane, I was doing time in Great Meadow Correctional Institution in Comstock, New York, and I got a hold of a very old book which told about the writings of a much older book, in fact, the oldest book in the world, written in Sanskrit, that said, when the Earth and Mars were in perfect conjunction, millions of years ago, the great Sanat, S-A-N-A-T, Kumora, K-U-M-O-R-A, and 5 other Kumoras means lords of light. They weren't really so lightful. Came down to Earth, which was nothing more than steaming primordial jungles, and came across man, who was a hermaphrodite creature. In other words, a creature that was both man and woman in one. And they separated us, all of us. Why? Because when men and women, when a man or a woman is in perfect sync together, they're very hard to be controlled. You have the male brain, or the wisdom, and man is not always so wise, and the female, or the creative energy, which carries with it what is called luminous epinoia, which is creative imagination, which the archons do not have. They're copycats, just like the Jews who worship them, and the Judeo-Christians, and the Muslims too, many of them, worship these false gods. Man originally was a spirit being, came from the Lyran star system, and was more of a transparent ethereal being. But because he had free will, decided to go into a body in order to have different experiences. And he did so. From that star system, he went to the Pleiades, and eventually, when many of these star systems were attacked, such as what happened on the planet Marduk, or Maldek, which was destroyed by these reptilian beings, these creatures that emanated from the spaces within these spaces, destroyed it, and it became the asteroid belt. They then went to Mars, which they destroyed the surface of Mars, and then came down to Earth as the Nephilim. What the Bible tells you about the Nephilim, that they were the sons and daughters of bad angels and women, is a bold lie. Those were just giants. If you read Genesis 6 correctly, you'd understand that. But most of you don't, because you listen to the words of your fake, phony preachers, your Judaicized Christian preachers who don't teach the real teachings of Jesus. They hoodwink and brainwash you. In fact, Jesus, and I forget right at this moment the actual verse in the New Testament, lets it out of the closet by saying why a man and women have sex. Because they were originally one and want to co-join together. That's it, folks. If you doubt me, you're a fool, and a brainwashed one at that. You don't have the ability anymore to think outside the box, the proverbial box, or see beyond the wall of illusion, the third-dimensional or three-dimensional matrix that you're locked in. It's time to wake up, folks, and take back your heritage. As Jesus said, know thyself. Socrates said that. Jesus said, don't you know that you are gods? That's all for today.